What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 AI only tournament finals. I hope you're enjoying it so far. This is the fourth part of the finals, I believe. Yeah, we did 75 turns in both of the first two parts. Did 50 in the last one. We'll be doing 50 again. I'm not sure if this will be the last one. I'll just say that at the start instead of being in a confusing place of not knowing. It might be, it might not. Basically, it depends where we're at turn 250. You know, how many civs are left, what's going on. I would probably guess we'd probably have at least, we'll go to 300. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, we'll keep going for now, of course. But yeah, this could well be the last one. Korea is nearing the end of the tech tree, so obviously that is a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of action to be had. So as long as it doesn't get into a really long stalemate for ages, then we will probably keep going for quite a while. But yeah, at the moment, I think the big event is everyone sort of teamed up on Russia after the falling of the Iroquois. But yeah, all these civs made it into the top half. So of all the civs, the 43 that tried to make it to the final, these are now the best 7, I believe. 7, is that right? Yes. And there we go, Austria grabbing the former Mongolian city. Feels a while since they were around this area, taking that away. And maybe just slowing down Korea's chances of expanding into Russia, which could be good news for those that want, you know, the neutrals or the Austria fans who want someone to challenge Korea a bit more. You know, France could grab this city as well, then all of a sudden Korea can't really get in here as Russia continues to fall. France versus Denmark has broken out. That will be a big distraction, which could save Russia a little bit. And Korea completes the Pentagon, which I think means they will be, you know, not letting anyone steal their technologies. But they did just get embargoed, so they will have some money issues in the coming turns, that's for sure. Austria also about to grab Kiesel here, another one of the city-states to drop. And that will certainly make it easier for them to navigate their territory instead of going through this small little one-tile passageway. They'll have a lot of paratroopers. They will be, yep, there you go. They do wrap that up. But yeah, that will allow them to move around a lot more freely. Oh, France, how do you mess that up? Korea does grab this city. Okay, so never mind. So they can keep going. I think France is going to be distracted now anyway. Dem versus Denmark is going to be a bigger pressing issue, although Russia does grab the former Iroquois capital back very briefly. So here we go. Austria should conquer Novgorod here in sort of northwestern Russia's sort of biggest city by land, I would imagine. When this falls, it looks like they're going to get a lot of the borders. But yeah, that's a big blow to Russia. And Denmark also looking in trouble. France making some good progress. It looks like India is probably very close to grabbing Copenhagen. So we could see Denmark and Russia taken out pretty quickly. And then we'd be down to just 5. Yeah, France definitely. I was a bit nervous then. I thought maybe they'd blow it, but no. They would, be very unlikely to throw this way. So they're at least going to grab this city. That will cut Denmark off completely from the other Western nations. They will be sort of then facing India. France could obviously go after the former Shoshone capital. Was that an atomic bomb? It looked like the plane. I don't think it was. No. I was going to say, that's a bit soon. I don't know if Korea has any yet. They have a nuclear missile. Never mind. They went from 0 to 100 real quick. Never mind. No, France. No, India. What are you doing? I just stepped up because I thought someone had knocked at the door, sat down again, and boom. India and France piecing out with Denmark. What? Copenhagen in the red. This city in the red. I truly have jinxed it. What can you do about that? That's so bad. Sorry about that, guys. I can't help that. Austria also out of nowhere just grabbed another cities we would like to visit. Busan leads the way. Paris, Delhi, Salzburg, Seoul, Nabamba, Ulundi, Vienna, Daegu, and Old Sarai. But yeah, more importantly, Russia grabbed another city very quickly. Austria off Russia. So there you go. They are, not much of Russia left. They will probably fall. But Denmark has slivered away. Somehow survived that. Oh, Austria came close, but Korea sneaks in and grabs St. Petersburg. So still not really a victory for Austria, this, despite taking a lot of Russia and the Iroquois as well when they were there. But yeah, sadly, I mean, Moscow now, probably you'd fancy that to go to Korea as well. So yeah, France basically ruined the game for you guys, I'm just saying. There you go, blame it on France. But Austria does complete the Manhattan Project a little later than some of the other civs. Obviously, India had it a while ago, and obviously Korea's got it. Definitely got it. Oh, Korea pieces out, so Russia will survive in Moscow at least until Austria takes them out, if that is what Austria do. It's going to be a bit awkward, but I'm sure eventually they'll get it done. And apparently Korea's at war with Denmark, so This could get a whole lot worse for the other civs of the world if they don't try and slow this down anytime soon. Yep, Korea making good progress then into Denmark. That didn't take long at all. Picking up where France left off, and Russia's probably about to be eliminated too. And there we go, Russia loses its capital. I think that was all their cities. So, and then there were 6. We're down to 6 now. Moscow falling, Austria looking good in the south, Korea looking good in the north, the Zulu looking okay in the west, but also they're sort of hit by that problem. They can't eat any more nations up. Like they are going to have to bite the bullet and go after one of them. As Korea grabs the Great Firewall. Whereas, I mean, Austria is now in the same boat because Korea's now cut them off, but Korea could still go after France and Denmark and eventually India, so that's maybe gives them an advantage, and obviously they have a massive tech lead now as well. So yeah, I think Korea's probably going to come away with this victory. Like, you know, you can say Austria's big, but they're just not on the same level, like what they actually have, I'm afraid. So we'll see, but either way, it's all about positioning at this point. We're into the top 6, you know. Just being here, these civs should be very proud. they've done well. None of them have been too... Even the best make mistakes, though, of course. We just saw India and France make a pretty big one with those peace deals. So maybe they'll be next to go. And obviously the Danes as well. And then we might have a top 3, which would be pretty cool. Denmark, everyone must be embargoed at this point, as Denmark is also embargoed. Who have you embargoed? I bet they've embargoed literally everybody. No, just Korea and Denmark. Fair enough. World Ideology Autocracy did win. So here we go, our 6 remaining contenders. Score-wise, it's a pretty healthy lead of about 400 points for Korea to the other 2. Zulu actually in second, then Austria. Not as much between that, about 100 points, 120. And then there's a massive drop to France, and then little drop to India, and then Denmark sort of chugging along, last place. 900 points is normally good, but obviously in this scenario, not as good. I mean, these are all pretty good civs at this point. None of them are bad, but you just, as the other bad ones die, you just become worse. Like Denmark is now the worst. Like there's no denying that. They're in trouble. Korea's coming after their capital and the former Shoshone capital, so it's all fallen apart on that front. Korea, the first civ to really take that domination-only victory to heart. They're really going for it. And there we go. Korea does grab the Shoshone capital. That sort of came that just sped up really quickly. Like that was one turn, really. They just sped that up and took it. So yeah, they are continuing to get a lot stronger. It's not looking good. No sign of slowing down. No sign of a big team war as there was against the Iroquois when it looked like they were going to win the game. But you know, you can't expect the AI to all pull the ace out of the hat together twice in one game. I mean, if they did all team up, then maybe, right? France is going to be difficult to defeat anyway. They look pretty well. They're stacked with units. They're going to be able to defend themselves pretty well, even against all of this. Obviously, you know, Korea will eventually get through. But, you know, if Austria was there, I mean, at the moment they're actually not. Them and the Zulu look like that might be a thing. We might see those two go at it, which should then leave the door open for Korea to run away, doing whatever they want out here in the east, of course. But yeah, maybe the fight for second place would be just as exciting. I did say we'd pick off the info addicts. Obviously, it depends how many civs are left towards the end, but it might be just super obvious. So yeah, we won't worry about that just yet. I don't even know. Oh, okay, this confused me. I was like, how on earth did Austria put a citadel in someone else's land? But no, that's not what's happened. Shaka has just put 4 around Austria's land. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I was so confused. Look at all these citadels from the Zulu. Yeah, there's definitely some tension along this border. I don't know if there'll be a war. I think they're probably a bit too scared to do it, but maybe we'll see. But yeah, I was just so confused. I was like, how on earth? I saw this red blob and I was like, what have Austria done? But no, the Zulu have taken land from Austria. It's not Austria pulling off some ingenious play that I don't understand. But at the moment, Denmark seems to have been let off the hook, at least for now. Korea slowing it down a little bit, so pretty chill at the moment. There's no major wars. The Zulu have a small army arriving in France. I have no idea why they're here, but they've turned up. So we'll see what they get up to. Denmark pulling the Uno reverse card and declaring war on France. Not sure why or how. I mean, I see Austria's joined them, but Austria cannot get to France, so I don't really understand that one. Oh, well, this city looked safe for a whole one turn, but then all of a sudden, They got invaded by a load of space soldiers, basically. The XCOM squads have come in. So yeah, Korea should grab that pretty easily. That just came out of nowhere. It looks like a nuke may have been used. Sometimes it takes a while for the whole thing graphic to load, but yeah, I'm guessing maybe they used a nuclear missile and then dropped in, and the radiation just hasn't loaded in yet. 'Cause look at where did all this pillaging come from? If not, that's potentially what happened there. Oh wow, what? You just saw that? Well, I hope you did. I hope I didn't cut it, but they just conquered. This city was obviously going to go, but this had not even been scratched, and boom, just that one turn. They do have a ton of planes here, so I don't think it was a nuke. They do have a lot of bombers. But yeah, just like that, Denmark... Oh, and they will survive for now in Copenhagen, although I'm sure India might give it another crack. That was terrifying from Korea. I think that's insane. They just one-shotted this city so easily. Look at its city defense as well, 137. I mean, I guess that is with the XCOM squad inside, but still, that's pretty scary. Here we go, the International Space Station is finished. Korea leading the way pretty heavily, then Austria, the Zulu, and France managing to pick up silver medals, trophies. They got some crew on board. And then India also got a bronze. They made some parts. Denmark, sadly, didn't get any involvement there. Okay, India going in probably to finish the job, declaring war on Denmark. Should be. They were so close last time. I don't know why they pieced out. They could have had so much more as well. But never mind. They should be fine here. And, you know, at least they'll finish above Denmark. I mean, I don't know if they'll go on to finish above anyone else. But that is something at least. Well, this should be... Yes, there we go. So Denmark eliminated in 6th place. So we're down to our top 5. India, Korea, France, Austria, and the Zulu have achieved that pretty good status. I mean, I'm sure... they don't care, but there you go, they've done it. If anyone is rooting, I know someone's rooting for Austria. I know a lot of people have not followed this one in the same way as the normal ones, so that makes it easier for me, I guess. I think someone did pick Austria, so there will be a potential shout out if they could somehow pull it back. But I can't remember if anyone said Korea. If they did, then don't worry, you won't be missed. I will check before the end. But yeah, we'll see. There's 5 turns left of this sort of what's supposed to be this episode, basically. Then we'll have another look at how the info addicts are shaken up. Austria and France pieced out. Nothing really happened there. Austria did open borders with Korea. They were sort of pushing through, but yeah, nothing really happening. At this point, though, I think I'm not even sure what's going to happen next. We will probably, though, go and try and push on for at least one more episode. Even if nothing happens, it's not like I have to talk for the whole time. I can, just sit here quietly, so that's fine. But yeah, I mean, we're getting to that point where sometimes you do see a stalemate. I think Korea will probably still go after India and maybe France at some point, but Austria and the Zulu, I think that might be, those two might not go after each other, and they're probably not going to go after Korea. So we might be at sort of the end of the line in the West. But yeah, Korea might still go on and conquer some more in the East. Or you never know, something else could happen. I'm a bit nervous, actually. If Korea... to be honest, if Korea declares war on anyone with this kind of troops, that could break the game. So I'm not necessarily too keen on that. But there you go. Well, we've reached turn 250. So let's have a little look at the info addicts. I mean, I'm assuming we sort of know what they're going to... Uh-oh. Okay, that was a crash. But hopefully we're okay. I've saved the game and I've reopened it and I haven't done anything. So it should work this time. There we go, fine. Sadly, that does happen sometimes. I just always forget. So we'll have a quick look. Population, here we go. I mean, we'll go through everything now because there's just 5 civs left. So Korea leads the way with quite a healthy advantage there. About 35 million or just under 35 million in the lead. The Zulu, then there's Austria. Quite a big drop off down to 77 million. France with 40 million. And then there's 37 million living in India. So that's what's that? Quite a lot. 77, add another 77. 150 odd. 245, 300, about 360, 370,000. I don't know, just rough maths there in my head. 370 million, people on this Earth. Obviously not as much as our Earth, but, pretty cool. Korea then leads the way quite massively in crop yield. Austria and the Zulu a little closer this time, both around the 700 million bushels level. Then France, quite a big drop off, about half, and then India is even lower. Production, Korea, big lead again, then it's the Zulu, then a bit of a drop down to Austria, huge drop again to France and India. GMP, Korea leading the way, despite having no trade or anything, which is quite impressive. Austria and the Zulu, again, pretty close. France and India, also really close down there, but quite far away, about half of the other two. Land area, Korea massively in front, 5.4 million square kilometers for their 100 million people to share. It's quite a lot of space. Austria, 4.8 million square kilometers, the Zulu 4.2, and then 2.4 for India, and France is actually the smallest. That is a bit of a surprise, but I think the sea is included as well, so India, even though theirs is quite thin, obviously they have a lot of sea tiles as well. Military manpower, wow, Korea, twice as much as the Zulu in the lead with 2.2 million. The Zulu and France and Austria, actually, Austria knocked out at the top three on this one. But yeah, all on about 1 million. Pretty close, a few units, give or take there. And then a bit of a drop off to India. And then I actually do appear in this category with my 40,000 on the submarine. Literacy, Korea is 99%, so I think that means they've finished the tech tree, or they might have one to go. I think you can't get 100% because obviously you just do the future tech over and over again. So yeah, Korea's probably there. India and Austria are actually the second and third. So the Zulu drop out of the top three this time with their 90%. The Zulu have 86 and France just a little behind on 84. Social policies, Korea leads the way with 32. France now break into the top three with 29. The Zulu 28. Austria 26. India not doing so well on 23. Happiness, they're all positive. That's what matters, although Austria is a little struggling there at 0. Technologies, Korea has completed the tech tree. There you go. There is 80 civs minus future tech. I think that might be 81, but you can't get that obviously. So yeah, 80. India and Austria then tied 7 behind on 73. Zulu then on 70, and then 68 for France. So much closer between the rest of them. Net gold, everyone's losing money. That's why we've stopped using this statistic and gone back to GMP, or started using GMP for the first time. Everyone losing money. Korea losing a lot. Austria losing a lot. France. Obviously, these guys can just build the units quicker than they're being deleted, essentially. That applies to all of them now, I guess. Cities, Korea and Austria tied on 23. The Zulu a bit behind with 19. France and India tied on 8. Science output, Korea with a massive lead. 4,600 science per turn. Then it's Austria sort of in second. So, the only reason they're probably level with India is the number of cities increases the tech cost. So yeah, they have to pay more, even though they're earning nearly 3 times as much science as India. The Zulu, or maybe they are just going to overtake them. I don't know. India were second for a long time, so Austria might just overtake them between now and the end. The Zulu, India, and France. Culture, Korea leads the way, then the Zulu, then Austria, France, and India. That's surprising. France, culture, you feel like even a not so good civ could do well, like a France. Wonders, Korea massively in the lead with 19. The Zulu have 10. Austria 8. India 4. France 2. I got confused then. Treasury, the Zulu lead the way. Korea, it doesn't matter too much. It just means none of them are yet losing their units. But obviously once these two, in particular Austria and Greece, keep an eye on... Oh, wait, I'm Greece, never mind. But Austria's military, keep an eye on theirs. That might start to shrink a little bit if this gets below 0. And that's in 2 turns' time. India, a little bit safer for longer because and France, they weren't losing as much money. Korea and Zulu, they were losing like 200, 300 each. I can't remember what the Zulu was, maybe 100, but the Koreans were losing 300 the most. So eventually this 16k will turn to 0, and then they will start losing some units. But like I said, I don't think they have any tiles left to build units. We might not even make it to 300 if Korea crashes the game again. Hopefully not. I will look at religion separately. I don't even know if any of these civs founded the religions, or which ones did. I think France might have founded one, and India, but that's it. Korea is influential over one of the civs. I'm guessing that's maybe France or India. Great works. The Zulu actually lead the way, so good job there. And it's Korea, Austria. The only one that Korea didn't really win. Austria, India, and France. Trade routes is not super important. 9s, 8s, and 7s. I think that's more to do with who's been pillaged and stuff and what's available than technology. They should all have like the max, and then obviously one civ will have the bonus one, or maybe there's some other ways to get bonus ones. Tourism, Korea lead the way pretty massively, then Austria, Zulu, India, and France. But yeah, we'll have a quick look at religion and we'll wrap this episode up. Boom, world religion. Biggest religions, still pretty close. It's Catholicism from the French in the east, and then Eastern Orthodoxy, of course, was Ethiopian, not Arabian, but they're obviously gone now. But yeah, those are 2 neck and neck. Not so good for Russian Buddhism. India does still have Hinduism going in their cities, but it's not conquering the world, and obviously Denmark is now gone with Islam. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, I hope you have enjoyed. Please do be sure to leave a like and a comment on the video if you have. And yeah, if you are new, please do be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.